That was an ass whooping. Good old ass whooping. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Talk Raptors. I'm your host Ahtisham, my channel where you get reviews, analysis, predictions, and hot takes on all things Raptors as well as some NBA. So it's been a while since I made a video because I wanted to let the season go ahead, get a little bit slightly deep before I start looking at analysis of what the Raptors are doing really well and what they're not doing well, because you can only judge that over several games. And the Raptors ended up playing the San Antonio Spurs today in San Antonio. So without a further ado, let's talk Raptors versus San Antonio. So the Raptors are coming off of a win against Atlanta Hawks, which was also a 20-point win. And today they played San Antonio and they whooped their ass. There's not much about this game. It was an ass whooping from the point of the start after the first quarter till the end, because by the third quarter, end of third quarter, the fourth quarter was all played by bench players, man. So there isn't much going on there. It was constant dunks, getting to the bucket, Pascal looking like an MVP caliber type of player, Gary Trent Jr. being his second man, doing a damn good job, and then Scotty Barnes and OG Anunoby combining for very good input into the team as well. And then Chris Boucher and Delano Banton look pretty good, and Precious has just been brilliant. So instead of talking about this game in detail, I want to talk about what the Raptors are doing well and what the Raptors can possibly improve on. So number one, what I'm seeing is that Pascal Siakam is playing like a first-team All-NBA player and a possible MVP, depending on where the Raptors end up, right? So he's averaging 26 points. He put up 22 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists just today in 3 quarters. So against good teams, he's putting up major numbers. Against average team, below average team, he's putting up good numbers, even though San Antonio is 6-2 coming into this game. But he's doing very well, and they were big bodies defending him. He's getting double constantly, and even when he is getting double, he is still making shots. He's still getting to his spots, and he's looking really, really aggressive on the offensive end, and he's picking the right moments to take on the offensive caseload. His three-point shot is looking pretty good. I think he's shooting about 39 points. So hands out, he's taking the next step to stardom for the Toronto Raptors in his game. Now, the second thing that the Raptors are doing well is Gary Trent Jr. Gary Trent Jr. has again taken a step up from his last season. He's averaging 19 points. He put up 24 points today, shooting 9 of 17, which is about 55%. And he's looking good. He's starting to, move without the ball a little bit better. He's picking his right spots. He's actually finishing really well, which was something that I was seeing over the games, but now it seems like it's gonna stay consistent because he's doing that, and he's getting foul shots out of it, free throws. So that's really, really good to see. Now, the third thing that the Raptors are doing really well as a team is that they're playing well without Fred VanVleet. We didn't have Fred VanVleet in the Atlanta Hawks game. We didn't have him against San Antonio. We beat Philadelphia. He was there, but we beat Philadelphia very well. The next game was a blowout against us, but it seemed like the Raptors were just going through the motions. So the Raptors are playing very well all together, and it seems like even without Fred VanVleet, the Raptors have that unity to perform in games and continue to win. And that's something that is really important, especially injuries are part of the season, and a team needs to stay above average like they have been without a player in order to be good in the playoffs as well, because by that time injuries are a lot more consistent. So that's good to see. Another thing that the Raptors are doing really well, and it's two key takeaways. One is that the Raptors are starting to play defense very, very well, and especially against the point guards. The Raptors, shut down Trae Young today. They shut down, I forgot what his name was, Trae Lyles, I don't know, something like that. And the Raptors are number 4 in defense, which is contributed to by their being number 1 in causing turnovers. And that is resulting in offense for the Raptors, because I believe the Raptors are number 3 or number 1 in fast break points. So that is brilliant to see, because that is important for the Raptors to continue to do, given the height that we have, given the versatility we have in our players, being able to move on the defensive end. So that shows it. And with Christian Koloko coming into the lineup for the past 2 games, the Raptors have looked better sound defensively, because they're able to protect the rim knowing that he's there. But that's no knock on Freddie VanVleet. He's very important for us, but things do change, and Scotty Barnes has been really good with the assisting the ball, and everybody else has been. Siakam's been really good with it, really, really good. I think he's averaging about 26 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists in the season already. The last good thing I've seen is the growth from the rookies. Precious Achiuwa is looking like a monster coming off the bench. He's active. He brings energy. He's rebounding the ball. He's doing all the dirty work. And Scotty Barnes is turning into Scotty Steph, bro. Scotty Curry, I would say. He's shooting the 3 ball really, really well. He had 5 3-pointers against Atlanta. He had let me see here. He had 1 of 4 today, but again, he wasn't taking them with conviction, because we were already in the lead a long time, and he was looking to assist the ball today a lot more. But prior to that, he was shooting the ball 203 as well, and he's looking good. So that's good to see as well. That was part of the game that he needed to improve, and it seems like he's taking the necessary steps to do that. The things that the Raptors can improve on, because honestly, the game against Philadelphia, where we kind of got blown out, is, I would say that we didn't have the energy, but that's something that the Raptors can improve on, right? And even today, in the first quarter, we came out, we hit them with 9-0, and then at the end of the first quarter, it was like a 2-point game or 1-point game, which is, it's not that the Raptors aren't playing defensive stuff. It's just that the energy associated with keeping up the momentum is what the Raptors end up lagging in some parts of the game. And that good teams, because San Antonio is a good system, everybody, it's a team game for them. So they made a comeback on that lack of energy, and that's something that the Raptors cannot afford to do against teams like Milwaukee, Denver, Golden State Warriors, because those teams like to get going, right? They like to be fast. So that's something that the Raptors will need to make sure that they continue when they do get a good start, is keep the energy up. And even when you're coming into a game, I get there's going to be some games where the Raptors aren't just going to have it, but you don't want to do that against good teams, right? Not like Philadelphia. If you want to do that against San Antonio, you still might come out of a win from that, but against teams like Philadelphia, Milwaukee, etc., you're not going to come out with a win, and that's going to affect you in the standings. The one thing that I forgot to mention that the Raptors are doing well is that the Raptors are more concentrated on half-court offense right now. Even though they lead in the fast break points in the top 10, they still are doing very well in the half-court. Their offense is coming out of the half-court. They are able to perform with the game slowing down, and I think this is very good on Nick Nurse to be doing that. Especially, I think what he's doing is preparing this team for the playoffs when the game slows down. Getting them the reps of knowing, you got to go deep in the shot clock to be able to get your shot in the playoffs. So do that during the regular season, and you'll feel more comfortable in the playoffs. So that's very good coaching on Nick Nurse, and very good on the Raptors for making that effective, and they're doing good on the offensive end. The other thing that concerns me about the Raptors is that they end up making dumb fouls. The Raptors end up smacking the ball. I guess that's part of playing the defense that the Raptors play. But come on, man. Some of these are just not worth getting into. And honestly, if that Raptors don't pick up those fouls and give free throws to other teams, it's not gonna. They're gonna keep the team out a lot of it. Like, there's ones that are just you're smacking them from behind, trying to knock the ball over, this and that. When you have that lead, you don't need to do those things. You just need to play sound defense, and you'll succeed. And allowing that to happen is stupid. The last thing that the Raptors need to improve on is sometimes they go into these quarters where they end up having 5 or 6 turnovers in one quarter. And that has to do with some stupid offensive fouls, some, trying to play and one type of basketball, this and that. That's something that the Raptors should consider not doing, should concentrate on, because if the Raptors can keep their turnovers, I'm not saying they're in the total of the game that they're doing a lot of turnovers. It's in 6 in a quarter is a lot. If you want to spread that out throughout the game because things happen, that's fine. But 6 in one game is not worth it. So those are the things that I've noticed that the Raptors are doing well and they can improve on. Minor things they can improve on. Of course, you can't really judge a team as to what they're doing, what they need to improve on until they have a loss, which was, something that I think these things showed their ugly head when we played against Philadelphia. So that's where the improvement would come from. And it showed its little bit of its ugly head against Atlanta and today against San Antonio as well. So that's what I have for your analysis overall for the few games, as well as the San Antonio game that kind of solidified exactly what the Raptors are about at this time. The Raptors played the Dallas Mavericks on Friday at 8:30 p.m., which is a late damn start, but that's fine. Let's hope we can beat that team because it's a good team, and that will show that the Raptors are consistent in being able to, either split the series or either can dominate good teams rather than walking away with losses. So that's all I have for you guys for this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button, help the channel grow, help motivate me to continue to do this, and I will see you guys after the Dallas Maverick game.